Alrighty, hey guys, and welcome to all the Crow fans in Legion Tower Defense 2. Now, this strategy involves around a lot about the unit placement, so keep a very close eye on that. I will also explain all of that throughout this video as well, so you don't need to worry about it. You'll see it, but the placement of the units is extremely important, so keep that in mind. Also, it involves around 3 types of units. One is a death cap, the second one is canopy, and the third is a buzz. These are the main units for this lineup, and we won't be using anything other than that. Alright, and as always, I will go over my mindset behind every wave and show you when to build the workers and when not to. And I will throw in the hints and tips as to what you need to keep an eye on as well when it comes to this strategy. So yeah, sit back. I hope this is gonna help you in the future. And enjoy the rest of the video, guys. The start of the strategy is very simple. The wave 1, you're only going to deploy a nice little flower here in the front. Now, I want to go over one more thing. You don't want to have the flower too close to the wall, and here's why. Now, if you have the flower too close to the wall, what is going to happen? The flower would draw the attention of all the units towards the back line of your defense, which means whatever happens, your backline will start taking damage way before they should. So your damage dealers are going to deal less damage that way. Yeah, I wanted to go over that. And that's really about it, to train a worker. And yeah, something I like doing. Again, as you noticed in other videos, I like to save up this mythium to send 2 snails next turn. Of course, do not forget to hire your snail between the wave 1 and 2. But yeah, now we go to the wave second wave. All you do this wave is deploy a nice little wild shroom in the back. However, keep in mind that make sure that there is room between the wild shroom and the honey flower. Roughly around 2 squares I've found to be the best. And make sure you also hire 2 snails. Okay guys, so here we go. Wave 3. All you do is, again, deploy one of your nice little wild shrooms here. Once again, keep distance between the honey flower and the wild shroom. You do not want these guys to be attacked first. This time, I'm going to go ahead and say the mythium. Perhaps we can go ahead and hire a fiend before wave 4. And as you may notice, our wild shrooms took no damage. And because they didn't take any damage, you are very safe to clear this wave. Between those waves, I don't recommend you guys to train a worker just yet. Heading into a nice little wave 4. This is going to be different from the third, of course. We're going to go ahead and deploy a couple of buzzes. So the places you want to put the buzzes between your honey flower over here and your wild shroom. Roughly around that is pretty good. And you want to create like 3 of them. Do not spend the rest of your gold. Try to save that for a worker. And between the wave of 4 and 5, you're gonna go ahead and train a worker. I do want to note this out, guys, that if they do happen to send a brute this turn, it is possible that you will leak. And leaking like a couple of units, like 3 to 4, is not really a big deal. So you shouldn't really be sad about it. It doesn't really change the strategy one bit. Now, at the wave of 5, we're going to go ahead and deploy another wild shroom in the back. And if you have more money left, go ahead and deploy one more buzz. Or, in this case, I'm actually going to save this money because we're looking to upgrade the wild shroom into a canopy. And I think we may just be able to do this after this wave. And right now, I'm going to try to go ahead and send a brute. Instead of hiring right away, I'm gonna wait a bit and make sure I can send the brute on wave 6, which is more than likely going to make the other guy leak. Alright, so here we go. This is very straightforward, as I already mentioned earlier. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade a canopy on the wave 6. That's really about it. And we also hire a nice little brute because that's gonna help us get some gold maybe. Alrighty guys, so between the wave of 6 and 7, feel free to train yet another worker. Again, I'm telling you guys that it's extremely important to hire between the waves because you need all the gold possible. Okay, so wave 7. This is where things are slightly complicated. It depends of the amount of gold that you have right now. If you have enough gold, you should definitely deploy another one of the wild shrooms in the front. But if you don't, just go ahead and expand your line of puzzles over here. You can just go ahead and create like 3 or 4 of them. And look at that, guys. With the recommended value of 670, we have also 4 workers already. And between the waves of 7 and 8, you can just freely go ahead and create another worker. Because there really isn't much to be afraid of. Alrighty, guys, so now we are heading into the wave 8. There's not a whole lot for you to do here. If you have money enough to upgrade one of your consorts, go ahead and do that. If not, again, if you have the money now to make maybe a wild shroom even, go ahead and do that as well. Or just expand your line of buzzes. You can actually just never go wrong with a buzz. And right now, I would strongly recommend that you save your Mythium for wave 9 and try and send a safe demo. Okay, so wave 9, guys. This is pretty straightforward. Or not, depending. If you have the gold, you should go ahead and now upgrade your death cap. As I don't have it, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade one of my canopies once again. And you want to save whatever gold you have for the upcoming turn. Pay attention, guys, that it is extremely important to save your gold right here and not create the worker. I do want to point this out because a lot of people might actually do that, and it's wrong. You should not. Alrighty, guys, so we safely actually got to the wave 10. We haven't really leaked yet. So like I mentioned earlier, it is extremely important to save your gold because now we're going to upgrade the death cap in the front. And that's really about it. If you have any extra gold left over, go ahead and expand your buzzes. Now, do pay attention that do not expand them too much because then you put too much money into them. Having like approximately 6 of them is totally fine. And I opted in this video to actually not send this turn. I'm going to do the send right about now. And I'm going to send 2 dinos for the wave 11. I found to be wave 11 much better to send instead of over 10. And seems like our teammates aren't doing as good as we are. Or at least the teammate to my right. And between the waves of 10... 9 and 10, I forgot to mention that you should create the worker, and you should do it right away, actually. I forgot. Anyway, heading to the wave 11, this is going to be pretty straightforward. You're going to upgrade one of your canopies here, and if you can, just expand your nice little buzzes here. These will become very, very, very important later on. I want to also note out that you should not go more than 6 workers with this strategy because it will suffer greatly if you do any more than that. If the game, however, does get very late, we're talking about wave 17 or something, maybe you can go for more. Okay, so now we are in wave 12. This is where you need to start and deploy one of your honey flowers somewhere in the front. You could have done this last turn as well, but I opted to go for this turn. And just go ahead and upgrade one of your canopies in the back again. And that's really about it. Alrighty, guys, so in this turn, all you do is upgrade one of your honey flowers into a death cap. And I would recommend you start upgrading some of your consorts as well. And go ahead and create yet another little buzz. Look at him, so cute. Buzz punch. Alrighty, guys, so we got safely to the wave 14. We haven't even leaked once yet. Honestly, this is where it is up to you to decide. I recommend that with the money that you have, go ahead and create another canopy in the back. And I actually messed up right now because I didn't notice that I need to upgrade one of those. So we're going to go ahead and just expand our consorts. This is something that you can do if you if you get to the state that I am, that you can't go past your cap limit, just go ahead and upgrade the consorts. It's not wrong to do so. And it seems that we might actually pull this off. Oh man. What a great way to end this video. So the recommended value for this wave was 2,400, and we are standing at 2,700 with 6 workers, guys. That is not bad at all. And what a nice way to end the video as well. Is it not? Okay, so let me just quickly go over now what I think could actually be improved with this strategy. One thing that you should keep an eye on is the amount of workers that you do. Sometimes it may happen that because your team is feeding a lot, they start sending a lot, and you may need to cut on this one worker. So you probably need to go 5. Yeah. Like this guy over here, I wouldn't learn from him because usually with this amount of workers, you start leaking quite a bit. Yeah. All right. So what did we learn from this strategy? I think it's pretty good because the leak value was 0. We defended off since like we didn't really they didn't really send a big wave, but as you may have noticed, I had a handful amount of units left and did not really struggle even once. So definitely a great strategy, but not as straightforward as, you know, my other Forsaken one was. Things that we could learn from this. I mean, I want to ask, like, is it possible maybe to pull off like 7 workers, 8 workers? I don't think so. I think the moment you do that, you're gonna struggle in the fighter value and you're gonna start leaking. I hope this really helps you guys. I think it's very solid strategy, but the unit positioning is extremely important. The bosses in this lineup are one of the key elements because of once they get attacked and they die, they apply the extra little bit of a stun to your front line, which makes this great. Also, as you may have noticed, you can upgrade them into consort even if you are at the supply cap. And consort is not really a bad unit either, right? It's actually pretty good, has decent damage. Yeah, just look back into this video and how I placed the units, because I tried this so many times and the unit placement was extremely important. So yeah, on that note, guys, I do want to call this video. Again, hope this helps you, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye. Alrighty guys, so now we are heading into wave 2 already. This is where things are a little bit interesting. When you do have the goal to hire a gargoyle, you should do it and put it somewhere in the front. If you don't have it, as I do, then go ahead and just hire a nice little bone warrior in the back. And that should be really it with this turn.